Hi, welcome back. Let's talk about sensors. The hidden champs in the modern world. The podcast series from Dr. Block. Brought to you by All About Sensors. Next podcast episode. Season 1, Episode 3. Dr. Block explains motion sickness in VR glasses, what is the root cause and how to prevent it. Brought to you by All About Sensors.
Okay, so, virtual reality, it holds this incredible promise, right? Exploring completely new worlds, playing these wild games, digital adventures like nothing else.
Totally, the potential is huge.
But there's this shadow hanging over it for a lot of people. This VR-induced discomfort, motion sickness, basically.
Yeah, it's a big one. There was actually a German study, 2021, found almost 2/3 of VR users have felt it. That's a lot.
2/3, wow. No wonder it's seen as the biggest hurdle, especially for first-timers trying to get into VR.
Exactly, and it's not quite the same as, say, getting seasick. The science folks call it cybersickness.
Cybersickness, okay.
Yeah, it's this acute temporary reaction your body has specifically to VR. You might feel dizzy, get headaches, sweaty, sometimes even pale or, properly sick.
Right. So for this deep dive, we really want to equip you, our listener, to understand why this is happening and crucially give you some real actionable ways to manage it, maybe even prevent it.
So you can actually have fun with VR, which is the whole point.
Precisely. Okay, let's unpack this then. What's actually going on in our bodies?
Well, the most accepted explanation is something called the sensory conflict theory.
Sensory conflicts. Sounds about right.
It's basically a mismatch. Your eyes are seeing movement in the virtual world. Maybe you're pushing an analog stick, moving smoothly forward.
Yeah.
But your inner ear, your vestibular system, which handles balance, it's telling your brain, nope, we're sitting perfectly still right here.
Okay. So eyes say go, ears say stop.
You got it. And evolutionarily speaking, your brain interprets that kind of disconnect, that sensory mismatch, as a classic sign of being poisoned.
Poisoned? Seriously?
Yeah, like you ate something bad. So it's reaction. Nausea. Try to expel the toxin. It's an old survival instinct kind of misfiring in this new tech environment.
Wow. Okay. Our ancient brains versus futuristic headsets. That's wild. So it's not just one thing causing it then. It sounds like some people get hit harder than others.
Oh, absolutely. It's complex. There are internal factors, things specific to the individual. Age plays a role. That's pretty well established. Some research also points towards things like maybe how well you slept, certain neurological conditions, even feeling stressed or anxious might make you more susceptible.
Okay, so personal biology matters.
Yeah.
What about the tech itself? Does the headset make a difference? I feel like some of those really early VR experiences were rougher.
Definitely. External technical factors are huge. Old hardware, stuff like Google Cardboard and Samsung Gear VR, notorious for causing sickness.
Right.
For modern headsets, you really want good specs. Look for at least a 90 hertz refresh rate, maybe more. Latency, the delay, needs to be super low, like 20 milliseconds or less is the gold standard. And resolution, 2K or better helps too.
Even the good ones aren't perfect, though.
Not always. Even, say, a MetaQuest 3 might have issues for some people with how the lenses adjust. Or the PSVR 2, some users report motion blur or ghosting, and that can be a trigger if you're sensitive.
And then there's the software.
Yeah.
You mentioned the study points to this often being the strongest trigger.
Yeah, how the game or app handles movement is critical.
I believe it. My first go on a virtual roller coaster. Let's just say I learned my limits fast.
Exactly. Those fast-paced first-person games or super dynamic things like coasters, they're tough, especially for beginners.
And what about watching videos? Like 360 videos?
Good point. If you're watching a 180 or 360 video, especially if the camera itself isn't moving, try to keep your real head movements minimal. Otherwise, you create that same conflict, eyes see static, head feels movement.
Okay, so understanding all this helps. What can people do about it? Practical tips.
Right, let's get into solutions. First, hardware. Choose wisely. Get an up-to-date headset that meets those specs we talked about, refresh rate, latency, good tracking. It matters.
Makes sense. Second, software choice.
Yeah. Pay attention to comfort ratings if they're available. Like the MetaQuest store has pleasant, moderate, intense. Start with pleasant if you're new or sensitive. Don't jump straight into intense.
Good advice. And inside the game itself, settings.
Absolutely. Dig into the comfort options developers provide. Many offer things like teleportation movement instead of smooth sliding.
Right, where you point and click to jump spots.
Exactly. Or activating tunnel vision, sometimes called vignetting. It darkens the edges of your view when you move. Sounds weird, but it's highly effective for many people.
Reduces the sense of motion, I guess.
Precisely. And use snap turning, rotating in fixed chunks, like 30 or 45 degrees, instead of smooth turning with the stick.
These are trade-offs for immersion, though, aren't they?
They can be, yes, but the priority, especially at first, is avoiding sickness. You need to find what works for you. It's better to have a slightly less immersive but comfortable experience than one that makes you feel awful.
True. What about different ways to move? You mentioned teleportation.
Yeah, explore different locomotion styles. There are tons. Some people even use databases like the Locomotion Vault to find what suits them. Or, maybe easier, pick games designed without virtual locomotion.
Like where your real body moves.
Exactly. Games where your physical actions directly match the virtual ones. Think Beat Saber, Job Simulator, Superhot VR. Your body moves, your character moves. No conflict.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And probably the most important tip.
Listen to your body. Seriously. Never, ever try to power through if you start feeling sick. Stop immediately.
Don't be a hero.
No. Take breaks. Start with short sessions, maybe 10-15 minutes, and gradually increase if you feel okay. Some people do adapt over time. It's called habituation, but it's slow, not guaranteed. Stopping when you feel off is key.
Are there any, quick fixes or aids? Ginger chews or something?
People try various things. Ginger, yeah, some find it helps. Acupressure wristbands, like the ones for travel sickness. There are even software tools like OVR Locomotion to add tunnel vision to games that don't have it. Or Natural Locomotion, which lets you swing your arms to walk in place.
Interesting.
But remember, these are mostly tackling the symptoms, not the root sensory conflict cause. They might help you cope, but they aren't magic cures.
Right. So, wrapping this up, what's the main takeaway here?
Cyber sickness, motion sickness in VR. This is definitely a real challenge, but it's largely manageable. It's not some insurmountable barrier.
Yeah, it seems like understanding why it happens, that sensory conflict is the first big step.
Exactly. And then proactively using these strategies we talked about, choosing the right hardware and software, tweaking settings, respecting your limits, you really can reduce the risk significantly and make VR enjoyable.
It really highlights this fascinating dance between our biology and the tech we create, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And it makes you wonder, as we get deeper and deeper into these virtual worlds, how is that going to keep pushing against our physical, biological limits? And maybe more interestingly, how will that push innovators to bridge that gap, to find new ways to reconcile our sort of ancient physical selves with these increasingly complex simulated realities?
That's a great thought to end on. Something for all of us to ponder as this technology continues to evolve.
I hope you liked my video. Thanks for watching. Take a look at my other videos. Visit my X account or my blog. Bye.